Hey YouTube, this is one of the first times that I've looked at a Pokemon from a viewer submitted team and been like, I actually kind of want to try this out. So it is Shadow Toxicroak, and Shadow Toxicroak got Poison Sting, which means it just charges very, very, very fast to the charge move, Dynamic Punch, Shadow Ball. So it is extremely glassy, the Shadow version, but it hits super, super hard. I was 9 out of 10 times very surprised at how hard it hits. And then the one time against the Dragology, I was just like, that's kind of an unfortunate situation. So I'll show you what I mean in the battles here. But basically, it's super glassy. You need very bulky Pokemon with it, and that is why I use Corsola Lapras. Nothing more than just like you need some bulk. And they mostly kind of deal with each other. Like Lapras weak to fighting, Toxicroak and Corsola deal with fighting. Dark's a bit of an issue because Psywave is resisted and Astonish and Corsola's Ghost, but you know you have Dynamic Punch on Toxicroak, so there's options to work around. Basically, the strategy is grab shields with Lapras and Corsola, save them for Toxicroak, and try and sweep in the ending here. So we have a Swampert Lead, and they make a, let's say, nice catch on Cordelia. It is still neutral here. I will go probably straight instant swap into Toxicroak. Acid is resisted, but even as you can see, Acid resisted, it's still doing a lot of damage. Dynamic Punch is still 100% one shot. This is not even a question. And now the only problem is that their Swampert, because they made the catch, has a ton of energy, so there's almost no chance I get to another move. But hello, Talonflame. Getting it into the Shadow Ball, this will grab a shield here. So Poison Sting's doing a little bit of chip damage. But now I have 2 bulky Pokemon. I'll just have to figure out how I want to play this. Corsola does not get the Astonish through. Will take a fly. Can take that with ease. Couple Astonishes. Maybe even let this go. We'll see. I could shield, could let it go. I do let it go. I'm going to just sweep with Lapras, knowing that in the back they have a Swampert. Nice kind of snipe on Swampert there. But having them dump energy here. Actually, okay. I do have a move. I think the thought process is I have a move. This will chip that to Psywave range, and then I can just Psywave down and come out close to like a move, and then I'll just be able to sort of take this here because they just dumped multiple flies on my Corsola. So Flame Charge boost, but gonna get to a Sparkling Aura here as my game spins. It's been doing that a lot recently. And here comes the second one for the takeout. Lapras Scizor. This one's kind of tough. Actually, Scizor was the biggest issue I had. Psywave is resisted. You need to watch out for Night Slash on Corsola, and Poison Sting is resisted. So it's quite a tricky Pokemon to go against here. I do grab one shield. May just let this go and go Corsola after here. Yeah, it is a Trailblaze. Don't want to get farmed down, so I come Corsola. But you know, they've got an attack boost now. And as you can see with those bullet punches really adding up, I decide to just farm down and double shield, which is not what you want to do when you have Toxicroak in the back. So I don't really like what I'm doing here. I maybe should have put some shield pressure on, but I thought that like a move and a half on Corsola is going to put some pressure on the back line here. And it is a Dragonite, so we are definitely going to put some pressure on. I'm almost at 2 moves here, and one is going to take out. They do decide to shield, but here comes the second one, so kind of a weird play here, unless they're very weak in the back to Ghost. I'm going to instant swap, and it is Dragology. And this is what I'm talking about. So full health Dragology, Shadow Ball, not enough to take out here. They live in the red, and Poison Sting being resisted is not going to be able to take down. So they will obviously one-shot me, but I can just take it down with Corsola here where Acid is resisted. And it happened a couple times against Dragology. And I think with Toxicroak, you really want to one-shot a lot of Pokemon. And you're going to see I do. From full health, it's somewhat tricky, depending on the Pokemon. But at minimum, you want to be able to do 2 in like an evenish matchup. You're going to see like Mandibuzz 2 shots with Dynamic Punch. I took out a half health Blastoise that was buffed with Skull Bash, and I still took it out. So it's a Pokemon that definitely puts out a lot of damage here. Getting off the second Sparkling Aura, and they double shield the Feraligatr, which is really interesting. Now I'm hoping that I can Poison Sting down with only one shield to use. Unfortunately, they denied one. And they didn't deny. The game denied one Poison Sting through there. But I believe I still get the full Poison Sting down. So yes, the claws are adding up, but the bulk on this thing is bad, but the damage being done is pretty good. And Azumarill's coming in here. I will be able to take out the Azumarill, but they tried to catch an Umbreon. And here we go. This is where the speed of this thing is going to be very deadly. One Dynamic Punch takes Umbreon to the deep yellow. This will take out, and then Corsola is going to easily finish off what is left of the Azumarill. So goodbye Umbreon. Azumarill's already in the yellow. That's a top left for my opponent. Glycepod. Let's see if it's a Fury Cutter. It is a Fury Cutter. So I'll still stay in this one. Maybe like take a move and then go Corsola. I don't, or just throw a move. I don't know what I'm gonna do here yet. Yeah, I think I'm faking a Skull Bash, hoping that maybe they burn a shield thinking it's a Skull Bash. They do not. But I do live this X-Scissor, and I do get to a Sparkling Aria here. Unfortunately for me, the game is like, I'm at 1 HP, and they're at 1 HP, but for some reason the game does not even allow me to do a fast move. So I lost switch there when we both should have went down simultaneously. It is a Sand Slash here, but it is a Shadow Claw Sand Slash, which is doing super effective here. And is this the one? I think I remember the 2v2 shields going into the last Pokemon, hoping that Toxicroak can outlast the Pokemon in the back here. 2 shields. But as you're going to see here, it's a Gastrodon coming up here. So that's a top left. Very unlucky. Again, darks are kind of tricky. Psywave is resisted. I can't come in Corsola. So and Poison Sting is resisted on the Ghost here too. So I just need to stay in this matchup and spam some Sparkling Arias. That is the strength of Lapras. Despite Psywave being resisted here, the Sparkling Arias come very quick and they do a good amount of damage here. So they're going to get to another foul play. I'll live another foul play. I'll get the Sparkling Aria off to take this out. That's great. So I take switch. Feraligatr comes in. Unfortunate for me that they get the full farm down. Again, I'm just going to try and come eat it on Corsola, try to chip it, try and grab a shield, and then see if Toxicroak can sweep in the back here. But claws are super effective. Hydros are coming pretty fast. I think I can live this, but I'm worried about I get clawed down here. But we both instant swap, and it is a Pawmot. So 2 of the glassiest Pokemon here fighting it out, trying to take each other out. Gonna have to shield up everything both ways here. Poison Sting neutral, Thundershock's neutral, but they did Brick Break me. So those Thundershocks are starting to add up a lot here. I need to just burn the switch clock and try and like snipe. Clock's still going. They're going to have to throw. I need to shield this because I've got nothing left on the Corsola. Instant swap. We both instant swap, allowing me to get to a move here. And I was hopeful that I can Poison Sting down, but unfortunately for me, they are at a move. Will take me out here, just as I have a move loaded for the Pawmot in the back here. And again, Scissor. So, like, yeah, maybe you want to switch the theme. This time I'm going straight. You know, Como-is not the worst here. It does come pretty fast, these Dragon Tails and Dragon Claws, but they're going to have to burn a shield. Sorry, not Como, Hackmo. Wait, Como or Hackmo? Como. Clanging Scales does land. Psywave will be super effective here, and I am fine. Maybe I'll show the Clanging Scales. Yeah, I really don't want to take like 100+ damage move here. So do commit the farm down, have energy. We'll see what they come in with. They do come in with a Scizor, so this is kind of nice because I'm going to throw these basically almost back to back here. And they let the first one go. And here comes the second one, and we'll see what they decide to do here. They decide to shield, which is kind of interesting. Yes, you're going to take me out, but at what cost? You don't even take it out with a Night Slash. We instant swap, and it is again a freaking Dragology. And that's why I mentioned Dragology at the beginning. I remember multiple times going in this matchup and multiple times not one-shotting here with the Shadow Balls, which is just so annoying. Because you can't have this, right? I already burnt one shield. This is going to land. I'll probably live it because it's just a non-stab Aqua Tail, but barely. I can't farm down. I have to dump this energy. So yeah, kind of like a variance. These are the types of scenarios that like make the Pokemon feel bad. Or just like you're so glassy, you're not one-shotting, you're not doing what you need to do, and then we end up tying because of it. Okay, so Lapras and Skeldurge, they are staying in. I mean, fire is neutral. I have ice. They did try and catch, and I will go in here with the Toxicroak. I can take a move. It's still going to hurt, but I'll make sure I get this dynamic punch off before they take me out. And obviously this is super effective and stab and shadow, so goodbye Ferret. Out comes a Skeldurge, and I don't think I was going to get to Shadow Ball, so I'm just going to, maybe they don't know the counts. And I do grab a shield, which is nice. Come in Lapras. Going to shield up one, which is kind of interesting because I know the Torch Song is an option here to just boost their attack. I'm almost at 2 Sparkling Arias though. So here's the first one. They live with 1 HP. I'm going to have double shield because I know they've boosted their attack already. We'll see what's in the back. It is a Stunfisk. And this is... I've got like a... It's not your fault that you suck, Stunfisk. I've got like a hate for this Pokemon. It's just so bad. It's so spammy, but these spams do nothing. Like, look at that discharge. It did like less than a quarter to the Corsola, and my Corsola isn't even like a super great IV one. It's just a bad Pokemon. So easily just gonna take all these moves, and what are they gonna do? This is what, their third one, fourth one. Finally puts me in the yellow, but still just so bad. Okay, Glycepod, we've seen this. They get out into Blastoise. So this is the one where I was talking about. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to do here. So I stay in. And then I'm like, okay, I'll take a move. And then I'll go Toxicroak. So they boost their defense with Skull Bash. I've got to respect the Hydro here. So I'll respect the Hydro. And then I'm like, you know what? Blastoise is so bulky. And they just boosted their defense. I don't know if this is actually going to one-shot from a green, like 60% health here. And it does. So I was just like, whoa, that's insane. So out comes the Glycepod. They probably don't know how strong the Shadow Ball is going to be. Almost one-shot them. And I'm just like, I wonder if the damage is done here. I just keep trying to run with it. I do just let it go. Get the Psy Wave down. I have so much energy. Actually, they made sure that I did not get the Psy Wave down. But I have 2 Sparkling Eyes here, so there's one. Here comes the second one. They're going to have to double shield, and that just means that Corsola can take the rest of this because I can live 1 Night Slash, and I have a shield, and you're not going to outpace me all the way here. So let the first Night Slash go, as long as they don't... Like, I can't have them boost and then land. So yeah, take that out. And another Scizor, which maybe it was a subconscious thing. My next team will be a Scizor. I did have fun with it when I used it earlier in the season, so I'm using it again with Corsola and another probably bulky Pokemon in the back. I forget what it was. But that will come sometime this week. We'll mix it up between Great League and Little Cup this week. And we'll go from there. So there's a Night Slash. I've already grabbed 1 shield, but again, I'm in the weird scenario where it's like I can take a Night Slash, but I probably want to throw here because I do not want to have to shield. So I play the other way differently. I tried to shield that, but yeah. Out comes Mandibuzz. Not great. So, if you may be asking yourself, what does this Great League meta look like after how many Dragalge and Scizors we've seen here? And yes, unfortunately, you do know how this plays out there. So there's one more matchup after this. I think they were both losses, so we can just start talking. Oh, someone will probably also, way too late now. Way too late now, but someone will mention that it looked weird. Lapras is not just water. It is ice. Congrats to those of you in the comments who caught that. Not 15 minutes into a video like I just did. It looked weird. I'm like, why does it look so close there? Because it is half ice, which is why I even said fire is neutral because of the ice. So, but not on the, yeah. So that's probably when a lot of people picked it up. Go down there, and then yeah, Fortress in the back. So we'll see how this plays out. Anyways, yeah, we'll do some little cup and Great League this week. I mentioned we'll see what other events I'll do. So I'll do event coverage that they announce, but as I'm filming this video, which is right before GoFest, so I'm filming this a few days in advance, there has not been any other announcements for events yet for this week, but if there is, I will cover them. Those event coverage, I'm finding those event coverage videos good. I'm finding that like it's maybe draws a different crowd, and just honestly it helps me because most of the time, because there's so many events, I do not know what's going on 50% of the time. I'm just like, what event are we on now? So if I can like keep myself grounded, like, oh, this is what's going on this week, you need to know about it, I think it's helpful. And I guess when you're watching this, I will officially be alone. Again, I'm filming this in advance when my kids are here and my wife is here, but they are going to be gone most of July. So maybe stay tuned for potentially more streams this month, or I'm truly just going to do the exact opposite. Just keep pumping out the videos and just go relax. We'll see. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're going to have a good summer. And if there's another Pokemon, I'm actually like getting bored of my Pokemon. I've looked through the list. I think this is part of the reason that I actually built Toxicroaks. One, it would looked really fun when I showcased it. But I think the second reason is like having played GBL since season 1, and we're on like what, 23, 24, whatever friggin' season we're on right now, 25. I've played with all these Pokemon, I was going to say dozens of times, but some of these are probably hundreds of times now. So if there's a Pokemon that, if you've been watching me for a while, that you think is meta, that I haven't used much of, let me know. Let me just go check the rankings for the Great League to see if there's a Pokemon in like the top 30 or 40 that I have not used much. You know what? For Diggersby being number 2, I don't actually use Diggersby much. So Diggersby could be one I could just test out again. Again, Samurott, what's the point if you have for Alligator? And I just use Blastoise. Oh, Blastoise? Yeah, Blastoise is so Corsola, Blastoise, and Shadow Scizor coming later this week. That was the other one. Manabuzz, Gastrodon, Sableye, Steelix. I don't love using Steelix. Annihilate, Matang is kind of lower in the rankings and not used as much. Carbink. Do I want to go back to a Carbink or Bastiodon? Morpeko, Weezing, Shadow Golurk, Togedemaru, Fortress, Ferret, Pangoro. Pangoro is an interesting one. Number 44. I feel like fighters are being underrepresented because all the bug. I guess that's the problem though. If you want to use a fighter, why wouldn't you just go pure fighter that resists bug as opposed to Pangoro, which takes neutral because it's half dark? Maybe that's why it's ranked so much lower this season. Runerigus is 48. That could be a fun one to maybe test out here. But yeah, then we're just into the Dragalge, which we've just seen a lot of. Claydol, Galarian Moltres I've used. Ting-Tung I've used. Toxapex I don't like using. Aurorus as an ice might be fun. But as a rock Pokemon now, like double weak to fighting, double weak to steel, which is actually like Shadow Scizor will delete you. ground. Yeah, the typing's always been bad on this thing. I don't know. Let me know this Pokemon. Maybe we'll go to like top 100. I see Reggie Drago's there. I did a few raids, and I did the so I have a Great League one that I can use, and I have an Ultra League one. But I don't know. Someone said like they didn't like it in the Great League. Ranked 73 in the Great League. Maybe I can test that out. I'm definitely gonna test it out in the Ultra League when it comes around again. Anyways, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.